think let's kick off with Oando, because despite the market stabilizing yesterday, that stock continues to be under pressure. We saw it falling back by 0.8%, but for 2011 it's given up 2/3 of its value. It traded at 78 naira in the first quarter. Why are investors selling the stock?
Yeah, thank you very much, Samantha. What is actually happening is as a result of misunderstanding by some investors. Also, we understand that, okay, the market has been down. It has sent a lot of panic in the market. So that is one reason. But I want to tell investors that at this stage, they need to really understand what is happening in Oando. First of all, we need to understand what, the ambition of Oando is currently, as stated in their 2010 financials. Oando actually ambition is to maximize the value of the asset in their portfolio using the right finance means, and at the same time releasing resources to take advantage of the margin opportunities in that industry. And currently, a lot of things are being done in the company. They are looking at releasing resources from one segment, and that informs the recent plan to divest a 49% stake in their petroleum marketing segment. And recently again we saw a document which Oando forwarded to the Nigerian Stock Exchange, informing them of their intention to have a merger stroke acquisition agreement with Exile Resources of Canada. Putting all this together is in line with their objective. But again, we have to look at the business model for us to be able to understand the implication of all these things that are doing. The business model of Oando compared to other petroleum marketing companies in that segment listed on Nigerian Stock Exchange. While Oando business model cuts across the value chain in the industry, starting with the upstream segment, they have the midstream and the downstream. Other ones that are listed on Nigerian Stock Exchange are basically a marketing company. But what Oando is trying to do in terms of divesting the 49% stake in the marketing segment of its business is actually to ensure its listing on Nigerian Stock Exchange as a separate entity. But at the end of the day, Oando will still be, holding up to 51% stake. So I think investors did not fully understand, what Oando was trying to do. So by and large, if you look at what Oando is doing, they will still retain, a greater proportion of the new entity.
Yeah.
Now,
Edgar, just let's go back to the Exile Resources reverse takeover. Exile is currently already in a JV with Oando, owning 10% of the Kepo oil field located in OML 90. Now, what implications will this have for those two companies going forward in terms of the transaction? How much is Oando expected to pay for Exile, and what will Exile be getting out of this?
Now, if you look at the 2010 financials, you discover that even the petroleum marketing segment constitute about 45% of the earnings. And if you look at they have a segment they call the trading subsidiary, which also considers about 41% of their earnings. Then the upstream, which is exploration and production, contributed only 5%. So if you are looking at the divestment, if you look at the profitability as well, the petroleum marketing segment contributed about 21%. So if actually we are going to take out, the profit from that petroleum marketing completely, Oando will still have about 70% of its profitability being retained. But that is not happening because Oando is also still going to retain 21% stake, of the profit from that, marketing segment. And again, the upstream, which of course is going to return about 95% stake after the merger with Exile Resources. The upstream contributed about 30% of the profit, operating profit. So by and large, at the end of the day, I think it's going to come out fine at the end of the day.